Good morning, everyone. This is Dan Panici. Welcome to our October 18th training session and review. Okay. I hope everyone had a nice summer. I know we were a little late starting the kickoff of our training classes in September, but we've been very busy. The first thing I want to mention is that we are going to be recording all our training classes, video recordings, from this point forward. Okay, what we're going to be doing, I'll go over it in a minute. We'll go over the videos will be posted on YouTube. Okay, we're also changing our training schedule. Instead of having 2 training classes a month, we're going to have one on the 3rd Tuesday of the month. Okay, because we're going to be videotaping it. So after we do the training class, we upload the video and you'll be able to watch it at your leisure, because even with our 2 classes, we had clients that couldn't make either one of them. So we're going to be videoing the whole session from start to end. Okay, and I'm sure you've gotten the news by now, I would imagine. We moved from our union office because the building we were in was was sold and purchased, and the new owner wanted the building all to himself. So, okay, and we moved, if you notice on our screen, okay, we moved to Neptune, New Jersey, which is very nice. It's an office complex, plenty of parking, you know what I mean, easy to get to. We're about 5 minutes off the Garden State Parkway at exit 100A. So we're getting our training. We have a nice training room. We just got to refurnish our training room because we got rid of all our furniture that we didn't need at the old office. Okay. What do we got? Okay. Now, what we're going to do is, and we're going to email everyone our change of address information that letter that came up. And what we're going to do is we're going to, let me get rid of this guy for now. Okay, what we're going to do is, and we're going to try to post this this training session as soon as possible. Okay, what I'm going to email with the change of address letter, this way you will have it. It doesn't hurt. I know a lot of our clients already have it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to email you our channel link on YouTube. Okay. And what this is going to do is it's going to, instead of, if you already have a login in YouTube or you're used to using in YouTube, this saves you the trouble of looking for all our stuff because it could be commingled with everything. So we have our own channel, okay, and all our videos will be listed here. So it'll just be a little bit easier for you to get to our stuff, okay. And if you do have an account with YouTube, you can get notified of any new videos that are posted to our channel. Okay, so I'm not sure who has, logins for it, but you'll have that capability if, you have an account at YouTube. You can get notified via email of any time we post a new video on YouTube. Okay, now I set up a video of one of our enhancements, and we can talk about it after the video is over, just to give you an idea of what it's going to be like. Okay, so this is going to run for about 13 minutes. I don't know how we got 1 hour ago. Okay, it tells you when it was logged in. Okay, so this is going to run about 13 minutes. This is one of our new new option we have for one of our modules. Okay, so enjoy, and then when we get done, we could talk about it if anybody has any questions. But I think this is a big plus for us. We'll be able to do all our video documentations, all our meetings, so it'll be nice, and it'll be modular where we won't have a gigantic video. We'll have all the different options on the database all individually, so it'll be nice to look at. Okay, so have fun with this one. Okay, and that's the video, so enjoy.
Does anybody have sound on this?
No.
No.
No sound? Yes or no?
No.
No.
No sound.
Yes, I have sound.
Yeah, it all depends. I don't, maybe you're on the phone. The ones that don't have sound, are you on the phone?
No headphones.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the phone, no sound, Dan.
Okay. I think it's not coming
I'm
through
on
on
the
the
phone
phone.
with sound, Dan.
What's that?
I'm on the phone with sound.
Let me get rid of this dude. Heck is my little guy. Okay, I think I stopped it, so what happened? I'm new to YouTube, so don't mind me. I think I paused it. Okay, so you had a problem hearing then, right? Okay,
Yeah.
Correct, no sound.
Okay, now anybody that's on the phone that did hear it? How about anybody that was on their computer or mic, a headset or in their computer, were they able to hear it?
No.
You weren't able to hear it either?
On the phone, no sound.
Yeah, the phone. But I mean on your computer.
I'm on the phone with sound.
What's that? You're on the phone
I'm on
with
the phone
sound?
with sound.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't understand that one. I don't understand that one. Well, what I'll do is I'll go over it myself now, and we'll try to figure out what the scoop is. How come it's not going over? There's no reason why it shouldn't. You know what I mean? We actually stopped the recording. Okay, so I will take care of this, and we'll try to get the emails out with the channel link to everybody, so you'll be able just to log into YouTube. If you have sound on your computer, you'll be able to hear it. If you have a headset, you'll be able to hear it. If you don't have sound on your computer and you don't have a headset, well, you won't be able to hear it off of the website either. You know what I mean? Unless if you don't have sound on your computer, it'll be gone. Okay, so we're going to just minimize this guy. Okay, and I'll review it personally. So we'll go over it. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna start from the beginning. This way everybody can see what we have. Okay, let's go into this. Okay, basically what happens is we've come out with a new version of the request for appropriation transfer. Okay, and that's in the database. Okay, now what we're doing with this new version is, if you're comfortable with the request for appropriation transfer that's already there, you don't need to go to the new version of it. Okay, you could stay with exactly what you have. Okay, and the old version, if I just log in, I don't think I had any accounts. Let me see. This way you could see the old version. Okay, this is our old not the old version, but the previous version of request for appropriation transfer. And what happened with this was, you add a request, you submit it, okay, and then it would get approved or rejected or canceled, which rejected and canceled is the same thing. This is the current version you're looking at now, except for one of our sites, which we developed it for. Okay, and if I go into the new year, and again, this is optional. If you like what's already there, you don't have to, email us or anything like that about making the changes. Okay, what happens with the new request is, we've set it up so it works similar to the requisition system. What happens is, when you log into the request for appropriation transfer, it checks to see if you have any pending requests. These are requests that haven't been, you created, the end user created, but they never approved it, so it went on to the approval chain. And of course, if you did have some unfinished requests, it would come up with a list of the unfinished requests. Okay, so we basically have the same with the same buttons we had on the previous screen, except for the reject, which is the same as cancel. We have an add a request. I'm just going to refresh the screen. We have an add request, a cancel request, and we have an approve. Okay, but what happens now is when you're doing approve, if we go over to the right-hand side, it shows you who it's waiting on and what the status is. What happens is there's going to be a chain of approval. Okay, and what we did is we learned from the rec system, the requisition system, we had on the rec system, we have 8, which we will be expanding in the near future. But on the request for appropriation transfers, we increased it to 15. Okay, the 16th slot is for canceling the request. Okay, so you have plenty of room where a request can go through channels. Like if someone puts in a request for a transfer, like a department head, well, the principal can review it, somebody in the business office can review it and approve it accordingly. So it works similar to the rec system, where you specify the users that need to approve that request for appropriation for a particular user. Okay? Except instead of that 1-2, somebody submits it, somebody approves it, this you have the various steps of approval that can be done. And also what we've done is we're also going to include this in our appropriation screen. We have the ability of creating a CSV file for this particular reference number. Okay, so if I were to hit the create a CSV, okay, and you could put it anywhere you want on your computer, on your desktop or whatever, it'll create a CSV file, and it's very simple. It's 4 columns: the from account, the from amount, the to account, and the to amount. Okay, that it's going to. And what it is it'll give you the column headings, so you get your template for what you need to do, you know, what the file looks like. And the advantage to this is we do have some clients that what they want to do is they want to create a file in Excel, putting in their from accounts, from amount, to accounts, and to amount. Okay, so they want to work with Excel, add a line, delete a line, and what they want to do is they want to be able to import it into our request for appropriation screen. So instead of hitting these add buttons here, they just want to work with an Excel file. Excuse me. Okay, so this makes it possible, the actual import. So what you do is you can work in Excel, making sure you use the same column, the headings as the template that you could generate from the create CSV file. And then you could type in the from on a separate line. You could type the from and to on the same line. It doesn't matter. So you can build this in Excel. Okay, but when you save it, you've got to make sure you save it as a CSV. We don't import Excel files, but a CSV that can be created from an Excel file, we will be importing. So you would be able to hit the import. Okay, specify where that CSV file is that you created, and it'll be able to be imported right into the request for appropriation transfer. Okay. And I didn't get anything on this. And we're also putting this option, and we're working on it now. We're also putting this option on the account screen. Okay, if we go into the history, if you notice, this is where you do the actual physical transfers. You bypass the request. We have the create CSV file, and if you have a new, if you create a new reference file, there's also an import on this particular file. Okay, now with the request for appropriation transfers, the profiles aren't going to be the same as they are for requisitions as far as the approval process. So what we've done is in the control file, okay, in our control file, I think we got it here. If we go into the control file, I don't know if I should have set this up. If we go into control file under appropriation, there's a user profile screen, okay? where the users that are going to be requesting, unless you have a user profile for the request for appropriation transfer, you won't be able to access that screen. This is where the users are set up as far as the approval process for the requests, whether the user has profile override, whether they have the ability of canceling, allow to send back a request. Okay, so this is where this will be set up, and this is an administrative area. So the key person would be only have access to this where they'd set up all the users that they want. Okay, and again, let me go back to the other one. Okay, again, this is optional. You know what I mean? If you're interested, shoot us an email and we can install it, convert whatever. It'll go from this year forward. Like if you decided to do it, everything prior to this year, because you're not going to be entering requests for previous years, but everything like from 16, 17 and forward will be the new format as far as the approval process. Okay. So if you're happy with the way it is now, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to upgrade. Okay, and we can get out of here. So that's what the video was all about. Okay, we'll try to resolve the hearing problem. Okay, and again, if you go to YouTube, if you don't have some kind of way of listening off of your computer, either a speaker or a headset, okay, you're not going to be able to hear it. Okay, you have to have a sound card or a speaker or a headset in order to be listened to it. And really, you can access YouTube from anywhere. You can access it at home. If you have speakers at home, you can look it up at home, and you'll be able to listen to it. Okay? I should have turned the sound off. I keep forgetting. These little things I keep forgetting all the time. Is there any questions about the new request for appropriation transfer? Nobody? Okay. Alrighty. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over. I have my notes, so I have everything covered. All right, and what I'm going to do is I am going to mute everybody now. Mute all. Okay, everybody's muted, so I don't hear any sound at this end. I got to remember to do that because we're recording it, so we're recording all that background sound too. So, okay, the changes that we've made and that we're going to be making is in the HR system, and we're going to be releasing this in about a week's time. Everybody will have it. Okay, we have the multi-year option. Okay, and what this allows you to do is the thing has been is, let's say they wanted to know some information about somebody that used to work for you. Before, you had to figure out what year was what that employee was terminated. Okay, what this allows you to do, if you go in here, it'll give you every employee from day one, and it'll list the years that they were here. If you notice, this particular employee started in 2007, 2008 to the current year. If we do it next. Okay, here's a person that left. Here's another person that left. When you do a find by, it's going to give you every employee. You could do a find by name. You could do a find by social. This is giving you every employee from day one and the last year they worked here. As an example, here's an employee from 1998, 1999. If we bring it up, it was just a 1 year. Again, this is testing in our office anyway, but okay, so give you that employee and you'll be able to access the detail from here. So if you wanted to look at the detail, it would bring you up to that employee in that physical year. Okay. And also what we're doing now is if you're not in the current year, you notice we're using the red box thin frame. That tells you you are not in the current year. So you can look at this employee and then go back. Oh, I went to the wrong spot. Sorry. Okay. I think it's building a temp file. No. Okay, you can go back into the multi-year or bring up someone else, okay, on the system. All right, and if they're not, when you exit, If they're not the actually current for 16-17, it'll bring you back to the original employee. So any of these, you can bounce through the years. I can look at 13-14 on that employee, go back and look at 12-13 if I'm looking for specific information off of the database. Okay, and I'm going back into 16-17. Okay, so those are the two things, and this will be available shortly to everyone. Like I say, within the next week or so, we'll have everybody updated with this. This is something that we're working on in progress. Okay, we have a report, and it's not going to be located in this position. We just stuck it here for development purpose and testing purposes. And what we're trying to do, we're trying to enhance things to make life a little bit easier. This particular program is a healthcare copay projection. Okay, because a lot of our clients are asking, well, I want to project how much money am I going to be getting in copay next year. Okay, so what this allows you to do is, and you can project whatever health plans you define in here. Okay, and what you could do is, as an example, you may not have, if you're like on a fiscal basis with your health plans, well, you might not have the new premiums for next year. You know what I mean? So what this gives you the ability of doing is you can specify that you want to increase the premium by, for the first 6 months, 10%, the second 6 months, the 5 months, 5%. Okay, so this will take the current premium, multiply it by 10%. Okay, I don't know if we have this reversed. It'll multiply the premium out, and we have all our years on the left-hand side where we have our HR year, salary year, our payroll year, because it's looking at all three of them. Okay, and what it'll do, you can do a detail with employees, or you could do a summary, a couple of summaries. The detail with employee will show you all the employees. And the print social, we have some options where you could do no, yes, or print the last 4 digits. Okay, you can also build a text file from here. And this is the information that's needed to calculate the copay. It's, at this point, everybody's in chart year 4. It asks if you want to skip any employees that are terminated. This is your current HR premium. We have a few customers that are annual, but most of our customers are monthly. And this looks at the HR salary, because of course you have to have, you know, your HR salary set up for next year. But if you don't have it, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding an increment percent here also. Because let's say you don't have your new salary set up for 17-18, well, what's it going to project on? It's going to project on the old salary. So I think what we're going to be doing here is when you click on include salary, will prompt for a percentage. Like let's say you predict a 2% increase in salaries. So you're able to specify a percentage to increase the salary by. If it doesn't find a guide, then it'll increase it by the percentage. Okay, so this is something that we're working on, and I'm sure you've had to probably come up with something. You know, what our clients have been doing is looking at our current copay and upping it a certain percentage and say, well, this is what we anticipate for, you know, next year's copay contribution from the employees. And again, it's not a science, but it gives you a ballpark figure. Okay, so that's our human resource changes, payroll changes. Okay, now one of the things that we changed on the database, and this is for our clients that have the employee portal, what we're defining is on the database, you can specify whether or not to print a paper W-2. Okay, because what happens is the way the federal government reads is if the employee agrees that they don't want a hard copy, that they'll print it from the employee portal, that you don't have to physically print them a W-2. They're going to print it from the portal. But they have to, the employee has to more or less say, yes, I will take my W-2 on the portal. There's no need for you to print one and mail it to me, or you know, get it at the school, whichever your process is. Okay. And what we'll do here is we'll disable it for any of our clients. We just started working on this, so we'll probably disable this for any of our clients that don't have the portal, so you don't even have to worry about it. Okay, and also on the payroll, we'll have done before, probably in the month of December or end of November, we're going to have the multi-year option on here, just like we did on the HR. So you'll be able to do a multi-year fine for employees, and we'll also frame in the box as far as not being in the current year will be framed out in red, which of course the payroll end of January, they'll be in a new year. So that'll be a big help for the payroll. And we're going to be doing that on each of the sub-menus of the screen. Okay. The accounting, other than the request for appropriation transfer, and again, we're going to have this out shortly also. We're going to do the same framing. I logged it wrong here. We're working on it currently. We'll do all the framing. As far as if you're not in the current year, you'll be able to see that red frame, so you don't accidentally change data or enter data in any previous years that you have. Okay. And that, I think, covers everything. I got my link. Okay, and that's really what we're going to go over today as far as the system. Now, November is going to be dedicated to 1095Cs. Okay, and we don't anticipate major changes. There is going to be one change with the file. Okay, because what they do is, as far as when you send a file, as far as validation, they don't validate just the social. They validate the social and the first 4 digits of the employee's last name. I forget the terminology. They call it something. A TIN number, I think they call it TIN number. Okay, so it's not just the, it's just not the social. So the game plan is going to be that we haven't done it yet, but we will do it. What we're going to do on the 1095C screen, should be able to go in there. Employees full up by then. I don't even think I have it built. Yeah, I got it built yet. Okay, what we're going to do is for the employee, we'll probably set up a field here for that TIN number, or that TIN, which is the first 4 digits of the last name. Pretty sure it's 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure it's 4. Okay, because we had a lot of problem with that last year, because you had one of the employees got married and they changed their last name, but the federal government doesn't know yet, because most of our errors that we were getting from our clients, that's what it was, is that TIN number failed. Because again, they check your social and then they check the first 4 digits of your last name. So if you have that scenario, you don't want to go change the name in HR, because technically you do have the right name if they changed it. It's just the IRS doesn't have it yet. I think we're going to set up a field for that TIN, so you'll be able to just enter it manually for that particular year, whatever their original first 4 characters of their last name was. Okay. Because what we'll be able to do, we didn't do it last year because it was new to us. It was new to the clients. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, let's finish it off. Now, as far as the dependents, if there's any errors, we're also going to put an override on the dependents. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll set up another field. I'm sure we'll be able to grab room somewhere where we'll set up, because they do the same thing now with the dependents. Okay, they're also requiring that TIN number. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's just when you do the social, or if you do the data of birth, but we'll find out everything specifically. So we'll probably also have it on here. Okay, but what you'll be able to do is, and once we get everything in place, you can start testing it now. Most of our clients, what they did is they never sent their file through a test scenario. It was a live upload. Okay, some of our clients got a lot of errors. Most of them got like a few errors when they uploaded the live file. But what you're going to have the ability of doing is you can run your file through a test scenario and it'll give you all the errors. So you could start soon as everything is in place for us in November, and I'm sure everybody will be updated before our November webinar. You'll be able to build a file and funnel it through the test module just to see how your errors are. And what you could do is you could fix all the errors before you do the live live upload. Okay, so when you do the live upload, basically everything should be clean. Okay, last year it was let's do the live upload and then we'll fix and do whatever we have to afterwards. Okay, where this year what you want to do is run it through the test scenario upload, make your fixes and submit it. Okay, and I wanted to mention something else about the 1095C. Can't think of it now. I've tried to write everything down, but you know, there's things that, oh, if you get an email if you get an email stating that you have to change your passcode on e-services, make sure you change it, because if you don't change it, you're going to have to re-register again. And this is going to be an ongoing process that they require you change your passcode in your e-services account. All right, so any of our anybody that's here at our training class, if you're registered under e-service, or whoever in your district is registered in e-services, make sure that you change the passcode, because if you don't go change a passcode, supposedly they're going to make you re-register again. Okay, as long as you keep updating your passcode, you'll be fine. You don't do it, they send you an email it says 30 days from now, your account will be disabled if you don't change your passcode. So make that. If you're not one of them, we'll talk to whoever in the district is set up to upload the test and the log files, that they make sure they update their password. Okay, other than that, I'm going to open everybody up for speaking. It's a short one today. We really have, so many things on the fire. Is there so many things on the, on the fire? Is there any questions about anything? Everybody can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No questions? Okay, then we'll call it a day for now. This is our first one, so it's new for me too. And if you look at the video, that was my first video. So it was sort of scary doing a video, you know what I mean? I feel comfortable doing this, interacting, but with a video, it's just you. So, so if I sounded a little clumsy, don't worry about it. I'll get better as we do more and more videos. Okay, so if anyone is interested in that new version of the request for appropriation transfer, shoot us an email. When you get the link, you can go review it again anytime you want. We'll try our best to get this meeting up as soon as possible. I don't know with YouTube, if your meeting exceeds a certain amount of time, what happens, but we'll find out when we go to upload this file. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. And our videos will get better and better as we learn a little more. Okay? Thank you, everyone. Take care. Again, our next one will be the third Tuesday in November, and it'll be recorded, so you'll always be able to check it out afterwards. Okay? Thank you very much. Take care.